Critical infrastructure, like water systems, are highly susceptible to cyber attacks, especially in Kansas. A vulnerable water system leaves the population and economy in a precarious position. Therefore, Kansas has a responsibility to address and mitigate vulnerabilities that affect its water quality and quantity. Water system quality and quantity can be affected by a cyber attack in a plethora of ways. For example, if water flow is disrupted by a cyber attack, individuals may not be able to get crucially needed water to their homes or businesses. Or, if chemical levels are changed to dangerous levels by a cyber attack, this may result in individuals or animals becoming sick or resulting in death. And in Kansas, there are approximately 1,000 water systems. Some of those systems range from multifamily setups to metropolitan utilities. And those systems support approximately 2.9 million Kansans in their endeavors, a large portion of which supports agriculture. Now, bad actors may want to disrupt agricultural yields and food supplies, which is one reason that Kansas may be a hot target for cyber attacks to occur in. This is layered with the issue that water systems in Kansas have a plethora of issues as well. For instance, many areas of rural Kansas share one water system operator. This increases the risk that multiple communities may be affected by one cyber attack. Additionally, the current qualifications for water system operators are generally pretty lax. They typically require a high school diploma or equivalent and a driver's license. However, there's usually not a mandatory background check. And those water system operators have a huge list of technical responsibilities that they must carry out. They must be capable of discovering system compromises, addressing associated risks, and recovering and communicating those risks. Another issue that water systems have is that many rural counties' current mitigation action plans don't address potential concerns like terrorism. Many rural municipalities list terrorism as a low concern and do not have current mitigation plans due to a lack of staffing, funding, or both. Mitigation plans tend to prioritize and focus on threats such as natural disasters, impaired water sources, and aging water and wastewater systems. Metropolitan areas are also usually the focus of cyber attacks, and thus they get more attention, leaving rural communities without much guidance. A lack of mandatory reporting further contributes to this, as there's not enough data to know where cyber attacks are occurring or how to combat them. Therefore, there are some recommendations that we can make. In order to stay up to date with technology changes, water system operators should attend yearly mandatory training regarding water system vulnerability. This training should be available online, discuss resources, and include mock cyber attack scenarios. These mock cyber attack scenarios will help to simulate proper procedures and responses. The training should differentiate between rural and metropolitan communities. That way, the concerns that rural communities face will be addressed, and these trainings should include a forum for discussion and reporting of cyber attacks, and how to address them at each level. The training should provide information regarding well-established support programs, pilot programs, specialists, and loans available through state and local federal governments. I also believe that there should be implemented a mandatory background check for water system operators and guidance for revoking access. Communities also can look into potential redundant and backup systems that mitigate against drought and are not as vulnerable to cyber attacks. This will mean that while at the same time as combating drought issues, we can also have ways that are not as susceptible to cyber attacks. Lastly, increased public awareness and individual preparedness can also help with both issues of drought and cyber attacks. If individuals have water storage or capable means of rectifying a situation, it can help the community as a whole. Critical infrastructure, like water systems, are highly susceptible to cyber attacks, especially in Kansas.